It's a great day to talk hockey with Grant McCagg on Habscast.
of this draw. Condors win it straight back for Carfagna. Left point, Stillman to the net. Glove save. Coco again. Matvei Petrov dropped it, got it back, and able to go to the bench for a fresh one as it comes right point on a vine. And now another Condor with a broken stick. That's Poulin without one. It's backhanded up the wall by Stillman. The Condors just to get it out to neutral ice. On a vine and Victor Rose. Puck up the wall on the backhand. The Firebirds trying to break out clean. They can't do so. Leighton Road at the red line. Turned it for Fisker Molgard and then got it back. Road will carry in. Top of the left circle. A shot wide of the glove hand of Tompkins. Puck bounces off the glass out to center. Poulin redirected one down to the Coachella Valley end. Jugnoff will cycle it for Billy Otavainen. Otavainen on the outlet pass. That one redirected into the attacking zone. Carrying the center. Ice, an outlet pass to center from Jugnoff. Over the blue line onside. Knocked down Avon. Left circle holding. J.R. Avon. Bottom of the left dot. Dropped it off for Stevens. Stevens back for Avon. It eluded him, and Matvei Petrov reinserted into the lineup here. Able to knock that one back out to center ice. 50-50 puck. They battle for it in front of the Condors bench. And then they check on you last. Ties up this time, but Otavainen was able to wedge his way in between and take that puck back for Coachella Valley. Outlet pass to center. Here's Mitchell Stevens carrying it over the line. Stevens left half wall. That pass broken up. Carfagna took it away. Nudged it to center. Brown's out of the box. He's onto the up. Bing for a goal on that 4-minute double minor. The goal from Charlotte. Back in over the line. Malance. And Malance carries in. Backhand on goal. And a save. Tompkins in tight. Puck squirted. Gathered behind the cage. Morrison. Back right point. Otavainen. His pass got broken up. D'Amato, a nice play off the boards. Poulin trying to slip around a check. He got held up by Ferkus, who lost his helmet, so has to go to the bench. Using his body to knock that one down the penalty boxes. And into the offensive zone comes Sam Poulin down the right wing. Full burst of speed to the netting. A drilled into Coco. Takes out the netting as well, too. And hopefully everyone all right there. Coco gives a little extra. As now Hudson getting into it with Jugnoff. Off the back wall. Both goals coming on the power play. On a 50-50 call at best. Regula right point. That one over his glove. Condors got center. This one with Chalet over the blue line onside. Chalet holds right wing half wall. Pass across left point with a lane. Olofsson a shot missed the net. Very clean. Mariala around the dasher boards. He gets it on the stick, dropped it left circle, a shot, they score! Alec Regula down low, a power play goal, and the Condors to center. Here's Sam Poulin, assisted on the Regula goal. Spins left wing half wall, worked it for Petrov off the cycle. Leppinen keeps it in. Lafreniere, left point, holds. Sends it right back into the mixer around the wall. Leppinen trying to track it down right wing side. Dropped it to the corner. Nick.
Testing. Okay. Sounds like I'm back here. Can you hear me? Testing, testing. There we go. All right. Okay. Sorry about that. I had to turn off my computer and sometimes just turn it on and off, eh? Very sorry about that. Um, yeah. So how much of that video did I end up playing? Maybe I'll start it over again here.
Of this draw.
So, all right. Main topic here. Thanks for hanging in, folks. We've got 70 people on Habscast. Okay. Thankfully, it wasn't working actually on the other one. Wow, 70. I can't believe you folks hung in there. We've got a dedicated group. Francois, the Patreon article analyzing Carlson and Fantilli was super interesting. Good to hear, Francois. Yeah, I put a lot of work into that. Yeah. Crosby never leaving the Habs. When he eventually retires, few years he'll join Penguins management. Yeah, I think he was. I think he might have been joking there. NAS Doc for Crosby straight up. Curious to see how it goes through, Grant. Yeah, that'd be a good arbitration hearing. I'd go for that one. Yeah, AI told me to do something, and then I think it just screwed it up. Anyway, the video was choppy. Okay, well we might play it again here. Try it. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to Habscast. I was shocked by this doc going to arbitration. I don't know about you folks, but I don't think it's a good idea for him. He 39 points in the last 3 years is what he's contributed to the Habs. Averages 6 goals and 7 assists per season. Yeah, I know, a lot of injuries and stuff, but you get qualified for $4 million, you take the frickin' money and run. Now, if he's hoping and thinking, hey, well, get a 2-year deal or something like that, Habs aren't committing to 2 years. 2 years for Kirby Dach right now. This is a put up or shut up season for him. He needs to put up or he'll be gone. It's that simple. Like, I mean, if I know the average fan isn't an arbitrator, but if the majority thinks something, that's probably what it is, and the majority didn't think that he should have been qualified at all, let alone. So to turn around and do that is just I don't know. He's getting some bad advice, or he's thinking that he's contributed more than what he really has. I mean, if he was a face-off specialist, 6 goals, 7 assists. If he was great defensively, well, what was he like minus 30 last year? Zeffel, I have noticed it before, especially when he's talking to the media, where sometimes he's a little snippy and stuff too. I don't know. You know what I think the Canadians with time have realized, and I mean Chicago. At the time, we were like, "Why is Chicago doing this?" Well, we have a little better idea now, right? This kid's still has some maturing to do, and this is a very important off season for him. If anyone who's followed this podcast knows that I have. Uh, it's not. Emil, this doesn't matter. It's just the thought that he didn't just take that, right? Like, I'm sorry, but if I'm Kent Hughes, I'm pissed off at him right now. He's lucky that he even got a qualifying contract. I know it's just a procedure, this and that, but his agent, they made a mistake here. I'm sorry, but anyway, yeah, it doesn't get because they want more than 1 year. Because when it goes to arbitration, right, it's 1 year. It's a 1 year contract, is it not? Yeah. So no, there's no team's going to offer sheet Kirby Dach, but I think looking back on it right now, the Habs got to think. But nobody's defended him more than me over the past 2 years. And I said he should get the qualifying offer. His asset value's low. It makes sense for the club that he gets 1 more year, 1 more off season, getting in shape, getting his legs back, feeling good. It takes 2 years typically to be fully recovered from a knee injury, and um, he's got to he's got to have a very productive offseason here, get in optimum shape, come back, win a center spot, a middle line center spot on this team. The guy is fully capable of it, but he ends up playing on the friggin' wing at the end of the year on the fourth line, even like it's really he's really been a disappointment, and he's got to he's got to come back with a great attitude. And I don't know, going to arbitration here, yes, it's a formality. Yes, people do it, this and that. But when you are getting more than you deserve for what he can't think that he deserves more for what he's done over the past 3 years, how little he's contributed to the Montreal Canadiens the past 3 years, that he deserves more than 4 million. It's just the optics of it, you know. It's the optics of it. He should have just accepted the friggin' offer, nose to the grindstone, come to camp, say, I'm going to prove to you that I deserve a full an extension, like a long-term contract here at a reasonable price. But instead, it starts off with, oh well, I can't accept that. Well, let's go to arbitration. Anyway, I just I can't believe it, and I'm extremely disappointed that it came to that. Um, Again, thank you, folks, for hanging in here. Sorry about the delay in getting going. It was um, it wasn't. It was a rocky start here. It didn't matter what mic I put on, there was no sound. So what I eventually had to just do is shut her right down, fire it back up again, and we seem to be cooking with gas here now. I like him a lot for the potential. Also, like I said, we have to be has been hurt every season since 2019. Never lived up to expectations. No, I can't argue with that, JG. I can't. And as Zeffel says, um, I think Doc is an overestimated value of his own worth. It does seem that way. Sounds like since I like Doc, I still hope they figure out a way to sign a 2 year contract for him to prove himself without the risk of the team losing him as a UFA at the end of the season. At this point, if he's crap, I don't care if they lose him at the end of the season. I don't, I don't, you know, I'd like to see what a truly healthy Doc can do, but I wouldn't pay him a lot more than what he was getting. Not yet, anyway. No, no. Not sure many think he's worth 4 million. He plays the odd good game and many bland ones. Needs a full season of good effort and results. Yes, he does. I'm sure Hughes will not be impressed if Doc falls for arbitration, and it would be pretty much seal his fate with the Habs. Well, I don't know. I think I think it's a mistake what he's doing. But anyway, um, with the Carlson with a K, hostile offer. Who else? William Karlsson get a hostile offer, or Karlsson in Pittsburgh? I find the GMs are basically destroying the very foundation of the NTC and salary cap. Yeah, I did an article on the points per game for difference between Fantilli and Karlsson is minimal. Yet, Karlsson wins 42% of his draws. Fantilli wins 50%. Fantilli hits 4.5 more times often than Karlsson. And I did a video up and I showed just notable goals against by Karlsson last year. And I mean, I felt the same way in his draft year, that he was soft defensively, like very soft. And like he had 17 hits last season or something like that. You're a first line center, 6'2", and you hit 17 times. I don't know. The 2 or 3 times that he did try to make contact with someone, it was just like, I'm not the biggest Leo Carlsson fan, and honestly, I would take Fantilli over him on my team. I think he helps you more. He'll help you more playoff time than Leo Carlsson. Leo Carlsson disappeared against Vegas once he played a good defensive team with a heavy defense. He had 1 goal in that series, 3 points, and that's playing all of the first power plays, first line with Cutter, Gauthier, and Seneke and all these weapons, right? 1 goal, 2 assists, and basically, soft in his own end as usual. So anyway, JD Lemieux. Hey, JD, I'd rather have an average player who gives you 100% when he's on the ice than a processing player who, when he's not in the DL, shows up 25% of the time to play. That's well put. I have given him break. I was on the bandwagon that you qualify him, you bring him back, but now he turns around in arbitration, and it's probably just a formality. They'll probably get something ironed out, but I just think it was the wrong approach and the wrong way to go about it. He should be happy that the Canadiens offered him 1 year at $4 million and just go with it. But anyway, well, I'll reserve complete judgment on this until either A, they sign something, or B, the arbitration's over. But just it just sticks in my craw a bit that he would go the arbitration route with this, which it's telling me that he thinks he's worth more. Well, what else, what else can you take from it other than that? And anyway, it's too bad. Leo Carlsson, 18 million in 3-4 years. He's never going to be worth that, Francois. 20 years. The cap could increase by triple, and he's not worth $18 million, in my opinion. Oh, Sheldon. Sheldon dug into his pocket and found a toonie. Thank you very much, sir. That I'm always, where's Sheldon and where's his toonie? Thank you, buddy. Cutter Gauthier for the Flyers. Why not OS? Offer sheet, Fantilli 1 year, 20 million to try to prime, and then extend him long term under 10 million in January. Why? Because Montreal has fair contracts. How would that rub with Lane Hudson, right? Who signs in good faith? All of these guys that sign contracts, and then you turn around and you give a guy 2.5 times what better players are, more proven players are getting. No, Montreal will not be extending an offer sheet to Fantilli. If you just mean a team in general, then yes. Yeah, I think that there might be a team that tries that. It won't be Montreal, though. Maybe you're not suggesting it'll be Montreal, but yeah, I would not. If I'm Montreal, I'm definitely not offer sheeting, giving somebody 20 million after all of those deals. Then you just piss off the seven best players on the Habs. Dach's eligibility for arbitration prevents him from receiving offer sheets. So, who cares if he receives an offer sheet? Matt, you can get a decent draft pick for him. That's all right. Why would you? Doesn't qualifying prevent him from getting an offer sheet? It doesn't matter. Like, I don't. Dach's not getting an offer sheet, and if he did, who cares? Hughes must be pissed. I think Dach has sealed his fate with the team. I hope he goes to arbitration and gets. Well, that's the thing. I would, if I'm an arbitrator and I look and say 6 goals, 7 assists, 6 goals, 7 assist average the last 3 years. Minus whatever he was, minus 1,000 last season. 36.5% face-offs in his career. I rule $3 million. 2-year contract, $3 million. Yeah. The sad part, I think Dach will realize it when the opportunity will be gone. Yeah, maybe. He ain't gonna make new fans in Montreal, that's for sure. Hey, here's a new K Home. K.E. Hum. Dynamo Hum's brother. Great show, Grant. Always like the takes. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for the kind words. Absolutely a bad decision to go to arbitration. I think the Habs look at this and become more motivated to move him. Yeah, I think you might be right with that. Pavel Mintyukov, 5-year contract from Anaheim. Now, where do you think Pat Verbeek, where did he ever come up with the idea of offering somebody a 5-year contract? What would have inspired him, do you think? What recent events perhaps might have inspired Pat Verbeek to hand out a 5-year, like the term of 5 years? What's happened recently that might make him inspire him to do that, to give Mintyukov a 5-year contract? Does anyone have an idea? What? Anyway, Mintyukov, 5 years, 7, less than half of what his good friend Leo Carlson is making, but 5 years. Hey, with them getting rid of all of those guys, remember, look, at one point, Mintyukov was on the way out, right? He wanted to get traded earlier in the year because he wasn't getting played. I don't know, yeah, they made the playoffs, this and that, but Joel Quenneville made some, not liking McTavish and just falling in love with Leo Carlson. He had Leo Carlson on the PK earlier in the year. And I mean, I looked at all of his video, and I think every freaking time he killed a penalty, he was on for a goal against. Finally, Joel Quenneville said, wait a sec. Maybe this guy isn't cat's meow defensively. Oh, you think, Joel? But then turns around, benches McTavish, who freaking will at least hit people and compete. I don't know. I'm just, paint me as somebody that's just not. I'm not sold on this. Leo Carlson's the second coming because his play away from the puck. I'm going to bring it up here, and it kind of encapsulated the whole. Let me just. And as far as the debate with Leo or Fantilli,
Johnson will wind it around the boards for Adam Fantilli.
This is Fantilli versus
wind it around the boards for
Leo.
Adam
Here's Leo on the back check.
Fantilli revs it up, tries to go wide on Carlson into the Anaheim zone. To the slot, he scores!
That sums up Leo Carlson back checking right there.
And now Johnson will wind it
show it
around the
one more
boards
time.
for Adam Fantilli. Fantilli revs it up, tries to go wide on Carlson into the Anaheim zone. To the slot, he scores!
There's your 18 million. There's the highest paid player in NHL history right there, folks. I don't get it. He thinks he is wearing his bad decision jeans. Yeah, that could be. Me thinks you're right, Tommy. House management has been very patient with Dach. Yeah. This Hughes is not happy. There you go, right? Yeah. Well, you may not be the only Hughes that's not too impressed by that, Sheldon. Whew. Had a barbecue. Tina picked up some, I don't know, jerk chicken souvlaki things, and I just had a little piece, and I'm still paying for it. Still thirsty. So no, you eat those. You can have them. Can arbitration give them less than 4? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. They can. You ain't getting more. I'll tell you that. I think Montreal showed a lot of patience with him, and this is how he shows his appreciation. I'm pissed at him. Yeah, I'm not crazy about it either. And I know people are saying, if I flatline, I hope to unplug and plug the machine back in. It might work. There you go. Oh, hope they plug them. Okay, because it'd be tough for you. You'd probably be, you know, you'd be a little busy going off into dreamland there. Would you? Would I? Would not if I'm Kent Hughes. The problem now is that the offer sheet's got to be pretty high, right? After frickin' Carlson there, he's changed the landscape, but it's only for 1 year. Yep, because revenge exists. Doc, is he a winger or a center? I don't know. I think probably should be better on the wing, but that is a good question. I just lost 26. We're up to 180 and down to 150. It's hopping all over the place here. I was up to 180 watching here. I guess it's not live on X. Might have to try this more often. By the way, folks, I put it on conservative ads, so there aren't many ads running on like you can go aggressive, medium. You should go medium, normal, or whatever they call it, or conservative. So I put it on conservative, which means that you aren't going to see many ad rolls as it go along here. So, you know, I mean, you guys are what counts here. You're driving the bus. I don't get a pile of money from YouTube for the ads that are up there. So, you know, just another thing that I'm experimenting with here. I hope it means more people tune in longer. It drives up helps the algorithm. Hitting the like button, talking, leaving comments, subscribing, all of those things help immensely, and I appreciate it. Anyone that hasn't done those things, hype it even if you're on your phone. All those things really help. And of course, if you could be so kind as to make a donation now and then too, like so many of you have over the past the first 8 months that we've had Habscast, that as you know is always highly appreciated as well. I think the Habs leaders would understand the 1 year, 20 million. Yeah, no, absolutely they wouldn't. Nope. Anyway, there's no way the Montreal after signing all these guys taking a hometown discount to turn around and give somebody triple what some of them are making? No way. That would it Kent Hughes does not operate that way. There's no way, not even a 0% chance that he offers Sheets $20 million for a player. Any player. At this point, we just want a healthy player, but as a C, we need to forget it. Yeah. Oh, you caught my Dynamo Hum reference there. Very good, drum dude. Somebody that likes the ganj as much as you. I figured you'd be into Zappa. Looks like Dach for one more season is a good fit at a good price given the contracts that are being signed. Yeah. Grant Verbeek just finally woke up on the right side of the bed. There you go. Hughes has no one to blame but himself. Dach is correctly looking out for himself. Nas, you always got you got to be Mr. Opposite, eh? I swear you live in bizarro world. Yeah, he can look after himself. Yeah, in the AHL a couple of years. Chinikov 6.2 million, a good deal. Not really, no. Friggin' given away earlier in the year. He was good for about 20 games. Oh, of course, Nas thinks it's a great deal for Pittsburgh. I swear, it's like there's a mirror on the other side is NAS sometimes, buddy. Hughes traded like the opposite, but what I think NAS thinks the opposite. Oh yeah, Chinikov. He for having a good quarter of a year, give him $6 million. Basically, gave him away. He's a freaking Russian, inconsistent. They couldn't get rid of him fast enough. 6 points in Columbus, 29 games. He has a good 43 games playing with Crosby, and like, who the hell wouldn't? 6 playoff games, 0-0-0-0. That's the real Chinikov right there. Once the checking got started, disappeared. 6 million for him, Mr. Inconsistency? No, don't like that deal at all for having one half of a good regular season. The previous 2 years, well, for his career before this, 243 games, 77 points. 203 games, 77 points. So basically, what? A point every 3 games? A career 27 point scorer. He gets to play with some good players and has a good half season, disappears in the playoffs, and he gets 6 mil plus, almost as much as Hudson. Yeah. Absolutely not. That's a bad. I would not have done that. Doesn't hit, doesn't back check, pass. The people who decided to offer Carlson 18 million don't like hockey. Yeah. We'll put a lot of pressure to perform in Philly. I can't imagine Anaheim will match that. Well, Mr. Sparkle, they might match it. You never know. We've got 200 people tuning in on YouTube here. I'm impressed. Thank you. That's good. That's a good number. Arbor's character better than Dach's. Oh, absolutely. We could have had Lars Eller cheaper than Dach. He's physical and wins faceoffs. That might be an arbitrator's comparison. They certainly aren't similar players, but the Dach trade was a mistake. Hopefully, Bolduc doesn't become another one. Maybe. Is that the dude from Breaking Bad? Or is that you, Renaissance? The time the hostile offer for Shea Weber didn't impact subsequent NHL contracts, but there was a direct link to the lockout the following year. Dach, similar attitude to Galchenyuk. Maybe. Thanks, I think. Hey, don't eat the yellow snow, drum dude, whatever you do. Enough of Kirby Dach. Need a player wants to play, not a baby boy or kind of player always with injuries. Thank you, Jeremy. I don't necessarily agree, but since you say enough of Kirby Dach, I'm going to keep talking about him because I don't like being told what to do. People might have discovered that in tuning into Habs Cast in the past. Doc's agent did him a disservice if he proposed this arbitration. Might be just looking for more cash for himself. 13 points a year warrants more money. Yikes. 6 goals and 7 assists. Last 3 years on average. That's how much he's contributed to the Montreal Canadiens. Dach was a mistake. Move on from the guy. When you look at Philly's contracts, upcoming prospects, season results, and cap space, that makes sense that they are trying to get a number 1 center. Yeah. I do not think arbitration can improve Dach's situation. He does not have consistency in his game due to the injuries to that knee. I could be fear of re-injuring it a 3rd time, maybe, but arbitration? I know why. Dach too arrogant. He doesn't fit with the Habs. Oh, did he play with Malkin? Okay, I knew he played with one of them, but no, he's not worth that. Too small a friggin' sample size. I'm sorry. Dach too arrogant. He doesn't fit with the Habs. He thinks he's good, that good. Come on, bud. Your number was not impressive in the juniors. That reflex that we see now. He should be picked up in the 2nd round. I was okay with Dach being back, but the arbitration thing leaves a sour taste. That's how I look at it too, Sketchy. We're on the same page. Hey, we're getting some new names in here. Mario B. Demagog. Please hit the subscribe button there, newcomers. You get notifications of when the next Habcast is up. You hit the notify. If you're a subscriber, boom. You always know when the next Habscast up. There's a 90% chance that Anaheim will match the offer. Yeah. It's already pissed that the Habs didn't make a move and kept Dach. Now he has the balls to go to arbitration. Absolutely. I've always leaned more to giving Dach the benefit of the doubt, but him filing for arbitration seems stupid to me. Yeah. I agree with you there. Dach was a top pick. I personally think they're playing him out of position. Yeah, I agree. Rumor is Owen Tippett is available. I like him. Yeah, he's inconsistent too. That's the problem. Would you see Anaheim not matching Carlson and using those picks to make a deal with Vancouver? A deal with Vancouver for what? To get like Pedersen? They are kind of similar players, actually. You already did subscribe? Okay, good stuff. Hey, what's up with Sketchu? What's up, Sketchu? All right, let's play this Poulin video here. I'll just make a few comments as we go. Get a few more people tuning in. NAS didn't like that I pointed out that we seem to always what he thinks, I think the opposite, but anyway. He didn't have to take that the wrong way. Maybe that's a good thing for him that he thinks opposite of me. But anyway, I just find it funny that somebody could think the exact opposite of me on just about every subject. It's because I don't think that I usually have fairly reasonable takes on these people. But anyway, I hope you're doing well. Hey, Sebastian, given Shane Wright's advanced stats and his true potential, especially when paired with Demidov's, what's stopping Kent Hughes from acquiring him? Given his advanced stats and his true potential. His advanced stats. I like his just the important stats. He had 10 goals last year. He's bad on faceoffs. He's always been bad on faceoffs. I don't like his back checking. I've never liked his back checking. He's not physical. I don't, and I mean, do you remember draft day? Do you remember you know, I don't touch Shane Wright with a 10-foot pole. Don't want him. Don't want him on the Habs. Don't want he's not a second line center. He shouldn't even be playing center. Wrong position for him. Said that since his draft year. I pass. Thanks for the question, Sebastian, but no, not a Shane Wright guy. And somebody, Tredge, said the other day, he's better than Kapanen. What? He doesn't penalty kill. He plays against third and fourth lines. He's poor on faceoffs. He's not great defensively. I don't care what the advanced stats say. 12 goals compared to 22 for like his third year in the league in pro or fourth. 12 goals. Kapanen had 22. Yeah, I know he wasn't playing with Kapanen, but he played on the first power play in Seattle. Kapanen played with Gallagher part-time once in a while on the second power play, and it was with Gallagher, with Texier, with Newhook, who's not a power play guy. No, I don't see him as an upgrade on Kapanen at all. So why would you grab him? I just Kapanen's a lot better defensively, in my opinion. He's I think Shane Wright was 42% on faceoffs. They don't need to regress here on the faceoff dot. They finally had a year where they won more faceoffs than they lost. I don't want to go back to, and especially Shane Wright going up against other teams' second lines as a center. Ooh, Seattle wouldn't do it. Why should a playoff team like Montreal do that? No, I wouldn't. I would not pursue Shane Wright. If I'm Anaheim, I let him go. You know what? Like maybe, right? Maybe that's what you should do. Yo, Kirby, don't stretch the elastic. It is going to break. Shane Wright's another hockey player who thinks he's top of his game. Yeah. You should thank his lucky stars that he's been given as many chances, Doc. That is. Yep. Absolutely. The only way Shane Wright would be welcome here is maybe a straight up trade for a bag of pucks now. Yeah. For Doc. Yeah. I wouldn't even do that. I've never been high on Shane Wright. He's more of a bottom six than top six. Does this open up a better opportunity for Hage? Does what open up a better opportunity? The fact that they haven't picked up a second line center? Grex? Well, we're back up to 200 people watching. Hey, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Please. By the way, I'm going to be at Next Level Hockey, folks, next Friday. So if you get a chance there, show up at their arena. Check out their website, okay? They're located in Montreal, but I'm going to be talking at a seminar about scouting, about my experience of scouting, what young players, what scouts are looking for in young players and stuff. It should be fun. but maybe show up if you can for it and say good day. Next Level Hockey are specialists in hockey development trusted by NHL prospects. Whether you're looking to elevate your shooting, skating, stick handling, overall game, NLH is here to take your game to the next level. Visit them at nextlevelhockey.com and follow their Instagram at nextlevelhockey_. You can see it there for daily tips, posts, and updates. If you or someone you know have young, aspiring hockey players who want to elevate their game, trust Next Level Hockey to guide them forward. Next Level Hockey. It's in the name. We also are sponsored by Bonachère Caves, Eganville, Ontario, a private family-owned business run by hockey fans. Yes, they're Sens fans, but they're hockey fans. 613-628-2283. A little more than an hour from Ottawa. Here's Chris, Caveman Chris and his wife looking at the stalactites. It's lit throughout and planking. It's easy to walk through. Guided tour. Very, very cool. If you go there, you can pick up a copy of my book for free, and it's worth $25 alone. Admission's only $25. But Caveman Chris there, big Sens fan, go there. I think they might be actually pointing to a hieroglyphic of the last time the Senators won the Stanley Cup. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that might be what they're doing. All right. Any chance we could get a chance at Stamkos again? Maybe. Isn't Stamkos more of a winger now? Yeah. But guess what? The Habs have as big a need on the wing as they do at center. We've discussed that before us stay next. That Hage is on the way. Jake Evans played second line center for 1-2 rounds in the playoffs, playing second line center. Oliver Kapanen was second line center for 70 games on a 106 points team. Newhook can jump in on occasion and center a second line if need be. Dach, if he puts it all together, that was what he was supposed to be as a second line center. Then Hage is coming next spring or late winter. Spring, I guess it'd be spring. So if they don't get a second line center and they get a winger for the second line, that's okay too, right? What do I think, Anthony Mantha? Not crazy about him, but running out of options as far as the UFAs go. Maybe he's somebody that is considered. There were rumors of interest from Calgary. Maybe him getting a lower contract number through arbitration will make it easier to get a decent return for him. Yeah, that could be. Would love O'Reilly, but he didn't really like being in the spotlight in Toronto, apparently. So probably stay in Nashville anyway. Yeah, true. Great show. Grant signed in a little bit late, but I don't understand why Dach would do that. Yeah, I know. Grant, how do you feel about Dorofeyev contract? Well, compared to Chinakhov, Dorofeyev at least is a proven 35-goal scorer. So, yeah, he's a lot like Chayakov in that Chinakhov, in that he's kind of a one-way guy, But the dude has proven that he can score goals, man. 72 in his last 2 years, right? 72 in his last 2 years. Chinakhov in his last 2 years, 28. So you do the math, right? I mean, what? They're the exact same age. Chinakhov has 55 goals in his career. Dorofeyev has 72 in his last 2 years alone. So I don't know if that answers your question or not. Wayner, good day, sir. So Dach thinks he's worth more than $4 million. Well, that seems to be, yeah. Well, Dach can go fly a kite. Yes. I kind of thought you might think that way. Seems so. He's been watching these signings too closely. Well, yeah, I'm a quarter as good as Leo Carlson. He's probably saying to himself, "Bye, Doc. Hi, Cham Teher." With right zone entries, puck recoveries, shooting percentage combined with Kapman's hard work on the wing, Demidov's play, I'd like to see him prove himself next year. Much more so than Dach. Yeah. His zone entries, puck recovery, shooting percentage. Little too heavy on the Sebastian, a little too heavy on the advanced stats here, my friend. 12 goals. What about back checking effort? What about face-offs? What about play away from the puck? What about hitting? As soon as he gets hit, he's gonzo. There's a lot of different stats that you can, you're going to cherry pick a couple there, Sebastian. Most important one is 12 goals. And playing, he played way more than Kapanen on the power play. 12 and on the first power play. 12 goals all year. I'm going to watch a lot of Michigan and Minnesota games this season. Yeah, me too. Absolutely. Any news on Connor Bedard's injury? No. What's your projection on Hage and Jurowski after the summer development camp? I don't know. I certainly don't make projections based on one scrimmage in early July. That's for sure. I'm not like Whitesnake on HF boards. Anybody remember back in the day? He's probably still on there. He'd go to the camp and he would give projections on NHL upside based on a summer development camp and how somebody looked in a scrimmage. I think you can, it's not, they don't utilize summer development camp one scrimmage to, to project the upside where a player will be. I don't like Hage dominated, and that's to be expected. Jurowski still needs to work on some things. Overhandles the puck. Has to get stronger. 181 pounds. That's the most important thing I got out of development camp with Jurowski is that he's 181 pounds. At 6'2", he's got to put on 14 to 19 more pounds, I think, before he's ready to compete for an NHL job. So that could be 2-3 years. I think the Habs would prefer Dach gets an offer that we can refuse. Okay, that sounds like something that the Godfather would say. Give me an offer that I can refuse. Bring up Beck and Florian. I would give Kapanen another year at 2C and try to pick up a top six winger along the way. That might be what happens, my friend. What's the minimum Montreal Canadiens can trade Philip Forsberg and he would fit? Would he fit? Yeah, they could, but Nashville would want to have to trade Philip Forsberg. And I don't believe that's going to happen. We're getting lots of right is wrong. Right is wrong, Bob. The price is wrong. After that death stare, doubt Wright would allow the trade. After that death stare, doubt that Hughes would want him. I wonder what Demi thinks a guy signed double the money and as a rookie player similar points. Yeah, I know. And not as good. Give me Demi. Demi's going to be better NHLer than Leo Carlson. My opinion. He's way more competitive. Way more. Is Mooney still eligible for the World Juniors? Absolutely. He was at the He was at the selection camp. He's going to be at the summer showcase this year. Any player that's at the summer showcase is eligible for the World Juniors. Timofey Runzo was an invite as well, which is good news for the Habs. By the way, I still haven't done video on him. Life got in the way this weekend. A few things on the go, including watching Canada get shut out yesterday. Eganville, I used to live not too far from there. Pembroke, I saw the Terry went, and Dono Giesebrecht play there. Yeah, okay. We had that conversation before. Yeah. Donnie Giesebrecht, we're talking late 60s when those guys played. So you go back a piece there, Gilles. I went to high school, grade 11 and 12 in Pembroke, so I even played a game for the Lumber Kings back then. Got called up. Right is wrong. Does LJ have a future with the Habs? Maybe. Again, it doesn't matter that a kid was impressive. I don't put a lot of stock in it. He's 5'7". He's not going to play in the top two lines. Maybe. Do you want a 5'7" guy in your bottom two? Maybe. But I don't think the Habs are looking to win playoff games with 5'7" guys in their bottom six. I could be wrong, though. He's an exciting young player. I'll give him that. Carlson is good, but not game point. No, not a point per game yet. Pierre must have been on something when he made this offer. Maybe Drum Dude got him all fixed him up. Hey, Drum Dude, I'm really high on Mooney. Watched a lot of his games last year. Yeah. I don't find him very good in his own zone away from the puck just yet. He's so friggin' small. But yeah, I don't know. I think he's trade bait down the road. But hey, for a fourth round guy, he's got NHL potential. It just might not be Montreal. I know I keep just, a 5'7" guy that looks good at a development camp. I can remember Martin Reway. Remember him? Oh, he's tearing it up. He looks great in development camp. He's going to be a star in the NHL. Don't forget, this is like there may not have been a future NHL defenseman in that development camp, right? And it's split squad of prospects from one team. I mean, third, fourth round picks are supposed to look good at those things. It doesn't mean that they've got, that they're going to look good in an NHL, in a hard hitting NHL game. Maybe, but I just try not to. I like to temper things down a bit when it comes to a little guy doing well in a summertime development camp scrimmage. Jarosky and his lines were giving Hage's lines fits. Couldn't get out of the zone. I thought, wow, the NHL's in trouble with Jarosky. Then Hage put up a couple to spite the other side. Okay. Well, Engel said it give the Habs and Dach more time to negotiate. Me thinking they were going to sign Mantha. What's there to negotiate? Take the frickin' deal. 1 year, prove yourself, then they'll negotiate. I would try to acquire Matthew Olivier. Yeah, well. And why would Columbus want to give him up? Good chance we trade with a team that is up against the cap. An advantage for the buyer, not the seller. It's a nice dart to throw in the first, but my opinion isn't based on the scrimmage. No, I get it. And I watched him last year a dozen times, sketch you. I don't see a guy that can play a bottom six role on the Canadians right now. But Doesn't mean that won't change, but I think the Canadians aren't looking for 5'7" guys. You know, they've got their 5'7" guy already, and typically you don't have two. I know that's being, biased against his size, but it's just the reality of the NHL. The kid can't score, so he's always going to be a playmaking 5'7" bottom six winger. I don't see him being a center at the NHL level. The last 5'7" center in the NHL was Marcel Dion. Like, that was 40 years ago. Games changed. But anyway, kid can fly. He's fun to watch. Good college player. Might play in the NHL. Might play for Montreal. I, you know, development camp means diddly squat. Yeah, it does. Sorry to sound like a Donnie Downer here. Age's loyalty towards Michigan and his teammates might translate really well to the Habs once he joins and later deals his contract, taking into account other players and team success. Yeah. Lavaliger. I was a big Dach guy, but he can't stay healthy and may never be. I had high hopes. I think he's going to make it, but not with the Habs. Yeah, no, that's fair. I don't know if there's a fit, unfortunately. But I think, yeah, the kid's got NHL friggin' speed and skill all day. He does. And I know I guess I'm over compensating on trying to temper the enthusiasm for him, but I just it's going to be tough for him to find a spot with the Habs. But hey, certainly based on skill and speed, fourth round pick was great. Great value. Absolutely, it wasn't a bad pick in the fourth round at all. I got here late. What's happening with Doc? What's up, Doc? Not too much. All right, I'm pretty much caught up here.
Will wind it around the boards for
How
Adam
about
Fantilli.
one more look at this? Here's Carlson.
Fantilli revs it up, tries to go wide
Check out
on
the back
Carlson
checker
into
here.
the Anaheim zone. To the slot, he scores! And now Johnson will wind it around the boards for Adam
Fantilli.
Fantilli.
Carlson on Fantilli.
Fantilli
This to me
revs it up,
sums it up.
tries to go
Who I
wide
would
on
rather have.
Carlson into the Anaheim
Right there.
zone. To the slot, he scores!
I know only one play, but I think it tells you a lot. It does. Fantilli's more competitive, better skater. Anyway, you might tell that I'm not the biggest. Leo Carlson at 18 million just floors me, folks. It really does. Okay, here's Poulin. War number 8 in this game. He's playing for Bakersfield, and he was third line center in the playoffs. But you can see here, he's a big boy. Like, he's 215 pounds probably. Might need to maybe slim down just a little bit, but his skating has always been his skating has always been his downfall. Yeah. And yes, just being asked if I fed my Chester, I did. So, and it's kind of like Elias Anderson. There he uses his body, but I like his. He competes. He's pretty decent defensively. He's really good along the wall. He, he helps Laval, and I think what happens this year is that he plays the third line center role. There's an assist. He plays his third line center role in Laval behind Beck and Jack-Eye, who I think get the top two roles this year. they're not bringing back Dauphin, are they? Has anyone heard anything on Dauphin? But I think what the plan is here is this is the year. This is the last year before waiver eligibility for Doc or for Jackeye and Beck, and I would suspect they'll be handed the top two center roles, and then Poulin either winger on the second line or a third line center. I would think would be his role, but he can be a good third line center at in Laval. There's a good shot on that he took. He's pretty smart. He's competitive. Big boy. Like he powers through checks there. You know, you're not knocking him down too easily. That's for sure. So he'll you know, he can uh, cycle the puck effectively. He'll be a nice addition. Laval's getting a little bigger, right? They're getting rid of a few guys, and like if you think, okay, Joshua out, Poulin in, that's 3 inches and 20 pounds added to lineup right there. But he's not a stick handler. He's not, and he's not a left. He's not an east-west guy. Not a stick handler. It's got to be direct. Um, forecheck hard, back check hard, clear guys in front of the net, all that stuff. But you can see here he can make plays. I like the passing here. He made a couple of good passes, and there's his second assist, which which is good. And here he is again. See, he's a load, you know. And I think Laval actually he'll be good. I think they want to do better at playoff time next year. It's been disappointing the last 2 years, winning, being the best team in the division, and then bowing out so early. Okay, I'm not sure what happened there, but you can see he makes smart plays. He competes. Like even there, that was nice. On his knees, he still got the puck to a teammate. Somebody finally knocked him down, but it was still only to his knees. He's a load. Unfortunately, that skating that's what's kept him out of the NHL. Like Pittsburgh drafted him late, and anyway, okay, we're showing replays, or okay, I was replaying some of it there, but anyway, yeah, Sheldon, he is built for the playoffs, absolutely. I like the signing. Can he play in the NHL? Probably. As interim injury, a few injuries, he can play on your fourth line and he won't hurt you. But Reway got sick. Yeah, he got sick, but he got better. And he never had it. He wasn't an NHLer. Yeah. Reway was thick too, by the way. And Mooney's 5'6" or 5'7". You might see him listed at 5'8", Tim. He's 5'7". Why do fans act like Kapanen won't improve over the summer? He can hold the line until Age is ready. Maybe. Yeah, I think he improves over the summer. Yeah. Don't go by elite prospects, please. Don't go by elite prospect heights. They always add an inch or two, always. And don't why not say he's the next Theo Fleury because of the same height? Like, doesn't matter if two guys are the same height. LJ Mooney is not Logan Stankoven. Let's just, put that to rest right now. But hey, he could prove people wrong. being a fourth round guy at 5'7" that makes the NHL. He's got the speed. Not going to score goals. He'll be a playmaker. I know his coach loves him and played him on the PK, but that's not what he's going to do in the NHL. Not even, it's just not, he's not going to play a penalty killing role in the NHL. Until every day of the week over Carlson. Yeah, for me, it's that way too. I'm assuming if the Ducks match, Flyers may go offer Fantilli ASAP. People don't understand how desperate the Flyers are for a 1C and or a 1D. Yeah, they seem that way. Did the Claude Giroux going back to Flyers confirmed yet? No, not yet. I say he's going to the Hearst Harlequins. That's the latest rumor. I started it. How many teams? Toronto, Edmonton, Ottawa, Philly. Damon Hunt signed with Minnesota. By the way, what do folks think of this? What's the rumor? Oh, Boldy being traded. Trading Boldy for Dylan Larkin. Like, come on. Matthew, Boldy's, he's averaged 0.9 points per game. He's 25 years old. Larkin's averaged 0.79 points per game for his career. And he's at the end of his, towards the end of his prime. Boldy's just entering his prime. I mean, yeah. There's no way Minnesota gives up Matt Boldy to get him. Then they get rid of their big power forward winger. Just doesn't compute. I feel Cappy can be a decent second line center until Hage is ready. Then our top three will be solid. Yeah, our top three. Yeah. Waiting on Carlson news. Yeah. Well, it's not a week there yet, Greg. Yeah. Sorry, I don't have any updates for you. He could have burned a contract here, and I can't imagine he would have played in Laval the whole year. I think he's losing money by staying in Michigan. I don't think it matters to him whether he's losing money to stay in Michigan. Can they not pay him too? No? To stay? Do I think the Habs will get away from the hybrid defensive system? I don't know. I mean, when the goaltending was okay, it didn't seem too bad. Any system looks bad when you got Monty in nets the way he played last year. They got to the semifinals. Do you get rid of do you get rid of a system when you have improved every year and you make the final four? I don't know. Just my opinion, but I really think that Hage would have spent the majority of the year in Laval. Maybe. I'm not gonna look. The kid's got his reasons. Maybe he promised his late dad, that he'd get his degree, or his mom. Maybe he's in love. Maybe there's a girl there and he's got a quarter for another year. Just it's not about us. It's about him. He wants to go back. They didn't win last year and they were top two all year. Bunch of them coming back. There's unfinished business when it comes to winning a championship. One more year of development and he's more ready to play a regular role in the NHL. One more, he's needed to put on good, he was undersized, skinny, and playing 80, 90, 100 games in the NHL you weren't going to put on muscle. Playing 35 games, Michigan, those friggin' athletic facilities, the training, all of the practicing. he can put on another 5 pounds of good muscle and be ready to really make an impact at the NHL level next season. So I've got no qualms with him wanting to go back one more year whatsoever. I heard that Hage was set to earn 400K. Yeah, well, there's that too. So you go back. Let's just say I'm going to start something here. Let's say, okay, he's got a girlfriend. So, and I mean, college is fun. Most fun I had in my freaking life was at college, my college years. So let's say, oh, here's 400K. If it was me, all right, well, we'll give you 400K. In the NHL, you'll get 800K. The girl, there's a girl here. Who knows? Maybe there's someone he's courting, right? She's back in school one more year. He goes back one more year, or maybe maybe doesn't have a girlfriend. He's just, you know, playing the field, having fun. Like, hey, he's freaking 20 years old or whatever, going to college. Great facility, great chance at an NCAA championship. Probably making 400 grand. That much closer to having a piece of paper, a degree. Absolutely zero. I don't blame him one bit going back one more year. And he can still end the season, Montreal. He can make 400K. Think of it this way: make 400K playing in Michigan, sign a contract at the end of the year, and make another 800K. There's 1.2. How many rookies are making 1.2 guaranteed right off the bat? All right. These guys don't go to college for nothing. High-end forwards are not spending a lot of time in the AHL the way D-men and goalies are doing. Caulfield, an example, just played a couple of games. Yeah. I think he's NHL ready, to be honest with you. The Habs have a couple spots at forward too. Okay, I'm not sure what this comment's about, Scott, but Hage is looking to be a center. Caulfield was always going to be a winger. Hage has things to work out, which was evident from the World Junior and his college season. I thought he was the best forward at the World Juniors, Ken. Well, I'll respectfully disagree. Yeah, maybe. Don't expect LJ Mooney to be a goal scorer. Matt Naslund was a 40-goal scorer. The only projection I'll make for sure is that LJ Mooney will not be a 40-goal scorer in the NHL. Doesn't have the shot. Mats was in the center, Kenny. What's the best source for height and weight? Well, they measured them at camp. I got the list, like they measured and they sent it to me, and he's 5'7". I can try to find the this could take me a while though. Development camp. When was it? Okay, here's the club. Club de Hockey Canadien. 8-year contract extension. No. Development camp roster. There we go. LJ Mooney, 5'7", 159. Is what I got here. But that actually isn't updated, is it? Okay. Odds are he didn't grow an inch. especially when you're already short. Once you're 18, you're done. I stopped growing at 16 or 17, but um, that would be a great trade for Detroit. Absolutely, getting Matt Boldy, but I don't. Doesn't make sense. Get rid of your best young winger. Was a little behind. Who do you have in the England Mexico game? And yes, it's Gus. All right, Esposito, isn't it? Just came to say hi. The real Milton Bradley. I'm surprised they haven't traded Harris's rights yet. Love this play in the NCAA, but he's walking into it. Why would somebody trade for his rights? He's AHL material all day. Hage needs to work on his faceoffs. Well, it came a long way. I talked about it last show. Second half, he was basically 50%. Last 20 games of the year. It's coming. Don't forget to. There's a lot of older players at college level. That's the other thing, to step from college. It's one of the easiest steps. You see a lot of guys go from college, right, play in the NHL. There's a lot of them, and the best ones do. Hage is one of the best college players, but there's a lot of 20 to 25-year-olds, and they're good on faceoffs. And if you win 50% of your faceoffs at 20, as he did at the end of the year in college, that projects. It's not bad. He has improved his faceoffs, and he'll continue to do so. It's coming a long way. And also, you can insulate. Montreal has multiple centers. Other guys can take draws if there's worries about him in the faceoff circle. They kind of do it by committee now, anyway. I have zero issue with Hage going back to Michigan. He'll be even better in April. For sure. Hey, Grant McDonald. Who's Grant McDonald? Is there a Grant McDonald in the house? Spent way too much time at the local pubs around Concordia as a young man. Yeah. Yeah. Bert's Bar was the pub at Algonquin. And at the cafeteria, there were bands played every weekend. Like just about every Canadian band played in the cafeteria at Algonquin back in the day. Dave Wilcox and Kim Mitchell, on and on. He's improved his skating a lot. No, I don't think Hage is skating. Hage is a powerful skater. Yeah, Wolverines do have a great, um, absolutely great roster. Hage handled his press conference with maturity. I believe he's doing the right thing, as he explained. Hage says he wants to become a true center to win faceoffs and good penalty killer. He wants to grow as a true hockey player. Yeah, and his best bet is to do it in Michigan this year. No, I like his maturity. What's the name of the little guy the Habs drafted from the 67s that was a scoring machine? Never amounted to anything. Peter Lee? Ivan Jolly? One of the two. It'd be Peter Lee or Ivan Jolly. Peter Lee was a first round pick. Scored 80 goals for the 67s. Born in England. Couldn't skate, but man, he could shoot a puck. I remember I was there at Peter Lee night the year he scored 80 goals and 10,000. The only time they ever jammed more than 10,000 into the Civic Center. And I was there. Crazy, crazy night. My son played for Quinnipiac, and it was quite expensive. Quite the experience. Oh, yeah, Quinnipiac. That's cool. Usually when you start growing facial hair, you stop growing. Yeah, I had a mustache from 14 on. Didn't really grow after that. Heard Mooney is thick like a fire hydrant. Oh yeah, he's a thick little kid. I like Hage. I'm excited to see him in a Habs jersey, but I don't want to set my expectations sky high. Hopefully he becomes a 2C. You can bet Hage will be working on his face-offs this summer. Brock Lesnar's son Turk, drafted by Pickford's Medicine Hat. Yep, I want him, Kent. Yeah. Should offer PTO to Kevin Hayes. I don't know. Well, look, folks. Mexico, England should be a good game. I got caught up here. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. You know the routine. We've had lots of people showing up here. LJ Mooney, I hope he makes the friggin' Habs and makes the NHL someday. Maybe he's the second line center. Who knows? You know, I can opine all I want here, but you never know. You don't say no. Don't say never for anybody here. Never say never. I think he's in tough, but it wouldn't be the first time that I underestimated somebody. You know, once upon a time, I don't think too many thought Brendan Gallagher would make the NHL. 318 chat messages, and I think I read 280 of them. If I missed a couple there, folks, apologies. 1,600 people have tuned into this. Hey, got off to a rocky start. Appreciate people hanging in there, realizing that I had an audio issue, but that's quite that's an impressive group. 1,600 already tuned in. And wow, 102 likes. My goodness. Were you thinking Peter Lee? Okay, because Ivan Joly was another little guy that that scored a lot of goals. Was he? I think he was drafted late by the Habs too, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just yeah, 5th round, 100th overall. He scored 53 his last year with the 66 goals, 93 assists, 159 points. And he played 2 games with the Habs. It was he scored 43 for the Voyageurs in 82-83. So, hey, 5'8", 169 pounds. Ivan Joly. But yeah, Peter Lee was the guy. I was excited when they drafted him. Hey, friggin' 80-goal scorer. You never know, right? But he couldn't skate like LJ Mooney. That's for damn sure. Pay for a better AI. Thank you, Francois. I don't know how much of a better AI that's going to get me, but I would like. People are still talking here, eh? I might go a little further, a little longer. We've got 170 people on board here. I feel guilty leaving when we've got a good gang. I would like Habs 4th line, Florian Jackeye, Tyler Thorpe, and Gorilla Monsoon. What a killer 4th line. Yeah. Yeah, that would be something, audio. Who would have thought Ovechkin will beat Gretzky's goal record? Corey's ghost glow mask. Yeah, who would have thought? Who would have thunk it? Anybody else got contributions to make to my AI fund? The more money you send me, the less I'll listen to AI. Actually, they've helped me. It has helped me with a lot of stuff. I can't. There's good and bad, just like anything. Oh yeah, I got somebody. Somebody got me. I got a message saying that I was going to be kicked off of X stuff. It was good fish. They got me, but I managed to get them booted out before they did any damage. Finally caught on. Wait a sec. This might not be legit. Sure looked legit. They fooled me at the first. You used in a copyrighted picture and da 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 da. You have to appeal. You have 24 hours. And I clicked the link. But AI helped me get them out, boot them out. So thank you, AI. Sometimes you're okay. Kenny the Rat Linsman. Remember watching him with Kingston facing Bobby Smith? Yeah, the Rat. Back then, though, don't forget, Wayne, the average size was about 3 inches shorter than it is now. Henry Richard was 5'7" and 5'6". Marcel Dion, 5'7", 5'8". Little different game. Even like what's his face there, Davy Keon was only like 5'8". But yeah, I interviewed Mo Robinson. He played with Kenny Linsman. Do you remember Mo playing with Kingston? Montreal drafted him 4th round, I think it was. But those were good those were good playoff series. Kenny Linsman kicked Geiger right between the eyes. You remember that, Wayne? It was on the front page of the Jeff Geiger, front page of the Citizen and the Journal the next day. Blood everywhere. He got suspended, booted out of the rest of the playoffs. I mean, it'd be a lifetime ban these days, but he kicked the guy right there, right between the eyes with his skate. I think he was in the NHL next. Actually, no, he went to the Birmingham Bulls for a year, played the WHA. Yeah. M Silver, yeah. I get asked about that. See, if I'd have left, I wouldn't have got $5 from Mark. I gotta wait till Mark shows up. Yeah, Mark, that's what I've been commenting on. Like, don't be surprised if the arbitrator says, okay, 3 mil. You have the audacity to come here and ask for more? I'm giving you 3. Boom. Case dismissed. It's been asked before, M. Silver. I'm not a Elias Pettersson fan whatsoever. He's making too much money. He's not good in the room. He's soft. Not very good defensively. Inconsistent. Underachieving the last 2 years. There's just not anything appealing for me in picking up Elias Pettersson. And Kenny, yeah, he won't give you what you're hoping to hear. But hey, I'm not gonna lie, Oh, somebody's asked me a question. I'm gonna be nice and tell them exactly what they want to hear. That's not me. You're gonna get the straight goods. Doc filing today tells me if he can put up a good year together, if he can put a good year together, he will take it to a UFA next year, even if Habs offer a long term. Well, oh well. I won't lose too much sleep, Gaza, if that's the case. He's not a big fan of Jacky playing as forward, but considering MSL played him there one match, do you think he might play him there early in the season to free up a spot for Engstrom? it still makes 7 defensemen, Francois. So play Jack at forward and sit Struble in the stands. I still think they need that. They need some truculence back there. It's either Struble or Jack in the lineup. Cliff Ronning. Yeah. 5'8" guy. Great hockey in those days. Yeah. Theo Fleury. 5'6". Players all smaller. Much different game back then. Yeah. Danny Hodgson's another one. The floor for Dach. The matter goes to a hearing. 85% rule stipulates the arbitrator cannot. Oh, yeah. Okay. Whatever. 3.4 million. I was just spitballing there anyway. Maybe Dach is blocking the Habs from trading him this season. Arbitration ruling doesn't stop trade this season. Does stop. Maybe Dach is blocking Habs from trading him this season. Maybe. I don't think, if I'm Dach, I don't know that I'm trying to block a trade. I mean, it could backfire. What if he's sitting in the press box? Think he wouldn't want to be traded then? You think Hughes will put pressure on MSL to play guys like Jack Brothers, Sprotz, Thorpe, etc.? No, that's not the way they operate. The GM butts his nose out of that stuff. Leave it up to the coaching staff. And that's the bottom line because Gorilla Monsoon says so. Monsoon. All right, folks. That's the bottom line. I got caught up. Gilmore was skin and bones after a playoff run. Yeah, dude weighed about 150, 160. That's the other thing, like Hage probably has to play, rookie tournament, exhibition season, 84 NHL games now. Is it up to 84 this coming year? So you're already up to 3, 7, 8, 92 Habs if they play 20 more games. That's 112 in a year. Hage would be back down to 190 pounds probably by the end of the year. So, not a bad idea. Go back, put on another 5 good pounds, and be ready for the playoffs next year with the Habs. I like Arbor as a winger in a 7th D combo. Arbor on the forecheck is very intimidating. Yeah, those 6 shifts he had, boy, really proved a lot, eh, Tim? He can shoot too. It's not a crazy thought. Yeah, well, a little bit of a small sample size. I think he had 8 shifts through 5 hits. So I like the hit a shift part of it. I don't know if they pursue something like that, he's got to start doing it now. But got to be patient. This is an undrafted NHL defenseman who, and typically, if you weren't drafted in the NHL, you're not playing. You're not playing in the NHL till you're 25, 26. And the guy's already played a lot, a lot more games than was expected. He's still developing as a defenseman. Like there's a pile of guys that don't become an NHL regulars till after they're 25. Like it's just, you'd be surprised how many, the average age of NHL defensemen that break into the league is like 23, 24, right? So look at Darren Radish. Where was he playing at 25 years of age? He was in the minors, still developing. Now look at him. Just got an $8 million 8-year, $8 million at 30 years of age after finally cracking the NHL in his late 20s, basically. Right? So I don't, Yeah, were you thinking Corey Locke? That's another one too, because I thought of Corey Locke, but yeah, he led the OHL in scoring 2 straight years, and Andrew Castle's another one. He led the OHL in scoring with the 67s. Habs drafted him. Yeah, by the way, thanks folks for getting me over 5,000 subs, eh? That was pretty cool. Hitting the 5,000 mark. I put up something on X that helped, but you folks were kind enough. We got over like 5,015 subs or something like that now. And by the way, if you haven't subbed already, you're watching here, you're a newcomer, hit that subscription button, folks. We're up to 5,019. So never to look back. Onward and upward. Big buff, hated playing forward and ended up playing D full time. Yeah. Well, Arbor's a defenseman. How many defensemen at 25 get converted to? There aren't many. Typically you're doing it 18, 19, 20 years of age, not at 25. So he played both, but it was okay. We've had this conversation. We went through all this one night. But he went from forward to defense. So did Buff, basically. They played both a bit early in their career, but 25 on, Brett Burns, defenseman. What's great about this rebuild, Habs fans are following different leagues. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of leagues to follow here. Could the Habs get Crosby? Well, I don't know. Pittsburgh's making moves here to try to win now. I would say no. These guys don't leave, Not like they used to. Times have changed. I think Sid stays where he is, as long as they're halfway as competitive. And they are. So, okay. 9:00. I got to call it a night. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate all of the subs, all of the likes. Thank you, as always, Sheldon, for your generosity. Mark, better late than never. Francois, matched toonies. Thank you for the AI advice. We'll leave it at that. Francois with a nice comment to end it there. Okay. Have a good night. I'm gonna get some more videos done up here, and I'll do another prospect video thing for Patreon. By the way, 2 great articles put up today. Well, I don't know if they're great, but good articles. I may make that one about Carlson free today. And if you like what you read, go to my Habscast Patreon in like a half hour. I'm gonna make it free. Okay. It's Habscast Patreon. I'll give free access to this Leo Carlson, Adam Fantilli article for the night, and people can have a look at, that's just an example of some of the good content that you will get for $5 Canadian a month on our Habscast Patreon page. So if you want there, folks, go over to go to my Patreon page. I will. Oh, nobody's signing up, Mark. I wish. I didn't get a single subscription from it. So I think more than 50 people should read it. And this way, I actually get more subs that way than making the odd article free, and people will then subscribe. They don't like when they click on a link and it just says subscribe. It pisses them off. And then they just do the opposite. I'll never subscribe. So I am going to make it free on X, to post a link on X, but go to my Habscast Patreon page and read this article and say to yourself, I better sign up. I'm going to be missing lots of good content like this if I don't. That's the hope. Okay. Thank you, everybody, so much. It was a great day to talk hockey, and we'll get back at it in a day or two and talk some more hockey. Bye for now.